This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm talking about how to spot and stop financial scams. Today, I'm talking about how AI is completely changing the landscape, the way scammers operate, making it harder to spot them and so much more believable. I talked yesterday about how there was a French woman who was scammed out of $868,000 by someone pretending to be Brad Pitt. And I read an article last year about this older woman who was scammed also by AI and thieves using AI. They pretended to be her granddaughter, calling grandma and saying, "Grandma, please, I need help. Can you send money right away? I'm stuck." And they impersonated her voice using AI, which is much easier these days because between social media and everything, living our lives much more online, it was very easy to, with a small snippet of audio of this granddaughter's voice, to then use that to impersonate, I don't know, whatever tools they use, but basically use that to then take her voice and transfer it to say whatever they wanted using her voice. So the grandma, of course, recognizes her granddaughter's voice, is concerned that she's in trouble, wants to help right away, sends the money, and it was all a scam. So there's a few top scams to watch out for in 2025 related to AI specifically. So I just wanted to go over some of those things to be mindful of because it has completely changed the way scammers operate, and we got to be on high alert. It's all about taking something that's fake, like grandma, I need money, and making it sound realistic. This can be done through voice recordings like that, but also through videos, images, text. They're so good at being believable. And so a few ways that they do it is through phishing and smishing. Phishing is basically mimicking some type of official communication. So a company that maybe you do business with, an investment company, it could be a bank, usually because they're trying to scam money. It could be from anywhere. I get these phishing emails all the time saying that someone has put in like an HR request or something. So there's different types of phishing and smishing scams that are targeted towards different people, depending on what they think is more likely to get clicked on. Now, the smishing is text messages, but it's basically realistic looking emails, text message. They mimic official communications. They have like all the right logos in there, which are very easy to like cut and paste and make it look legit. The email address might be pretty close too, so it's maybe just a little bit off. But the goal there is to trick you into sharing personal information as well as clicking on links, attachments in an email, a photo, like a PDF file, a photo. There are lots of ways that they can try to steal your information, but the goal is to get you to do something. So anytime you receive any of these phishing or smishing tricks, I've been getting a lot of the text messages recently about an unpaid toll, and I need to click on the link. I did go through a toll. It was a while ago up in Washington. And when you get onto the freeway to go over this toll, if you go like the wrong way, you go through automatically and without paying the toll. And it takes a picture of your license plate and then they send you a bill in the mail. And I actually thought it was that because I accidentally went through the toll without paying. But I was like, I thought I paid this. And then I got this text message saying I hadn't paid it. And I showed it to my husband and he Googled it and was like, no, that's a scam. And I was like, wow. I mean, I was like totally going to be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to pay this, clicking on it, pay it. I'm sure I would have given him my credit card information, my name, address, everything. This is how they're so sophisticated and why it's so easy for them and why it's so common now that people are tricked into giving their information away because they're clicking on links, they're giving away personal information. It looks legit and they're not questioning it. Another one is deep fake videos. So these are fake video recordings that are promoting something that's fraudulent. So it could be like an investment or some type of service deal. Apparently, they use face swapping tools to impersonate others. like I mentioned with the granddaughter and Brad Pitt, it's not hard. I've seen comparisons online that are really scary because it'll be like a side by side comparison of the real video with the deep fake of some famous person and talking. And it's very hard to detect. And AI continues to get very sophisticated. There's slight tells like their body movements and the way that they move isn't exactly realistic. But I mean, unless you're specifically watching for it in a side by side video, it's hard. It's like almost impossible to tell the difference. And then I mentioned this before, cloned voices, AI voices mimic loved ones or authority figures to manipulate you and steal your money. So the takeaway with all of this is to just take a pause, realize that between text messages and emails, your filter on your email is going to definitely block some of these, but not all. So you can't trust that it's working. And you just, unfortunately, just need to be on your guard about this all the time. And if you take a pause and are cautious and suspicious about any unsolicited emails, text messages, phone calls you receive, that will go a long way into keeping you from reacting to it because it's always an urgent request. It's always, I need money right now. Grandma, help me. That kind of stuff. And it's to manipulate you into acting without thinking. So if you can take a pause before replying to any of these, clicking any links, doing anything like that, it's going to go a long way towards preventing all these increasingly sophisticated scams from scamming you out of your hard-earned money. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Michike, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.